don't know if Guy Gardner was placed in this script for the sake of Nathan Fillion wanting to play Guy Gardner. I mean, it could have been another. Okay, get ready for this. It could have been another Justice Gang member that they could have pulled out of their pocket or something like that.
Missed opportunity to call them the Super Friends. Missed opportunity to call them Super Friends.
Dude, as soon as I saw the Hall of Justice, I think my pants got wet. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit. You know, they actually brought it in. But when they brought up the name, I was hoping at least by the end of the movie that Metamorpho, of course, who was recruited.
Yeah.
Okay. When Guy Gardner, you know, said, oh, Justice Gang, I really like that name. I was hoping that someone would, Superman would probably be the one that would come out of the shadows and goes, what's wrong with Justice League? You know, and I was expecting something like that, but that's okay. We're going to get another Superman movie, I'm thinking, you know, because of all of this. But that's my only problem with Guy Gardner is I think he really needs to be probably 10 years younger. Okay, in all honesty, a younger Guy Gardner. That's the only I'm looking at an old Guy Gardner. I know he's a member of the Green Lantern Corps, but my God, what age was he recruited? I mean, would you really want to see a Hal Jordan in that? Already seeing a Guy Gardner that looks like, you know, he's been around the block a couple times. There's going to be a serious age difference going on in this, you know? That's
I agree. Yeah.
That's my only beef.
We have a comment. With Kyle Chandler playing a 50-year-old Hal Jordan in the upcoming Lanterns, it may make sense that Gardner needed to be older. Aaron Pierce, John Stewart was always younger than Hal and Guy.
Interesting. I like that comment. But Guy Gardner looked like he was at least 50 plus during this one. So we still have a problem. Kyle was the younger of all the Lanterns.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If he's going to be 50, you know, and I'm looking at a Guy Gardner who looks like he could be 50 or more, something is still wrong here. I don't think you can bring a Hal Jordan into this now, you know, because it just won't look right. So either way, was my number one miscasting. I think I mentioned was Guy Gardner.
Well, two fun facts. Ryan Reynolds was asked to come back as Hal Jordan. Okay, and he had said no. The second fact is that they weren't originally going to do the bowl cut, and that was Nathan Fillion's idea to bring the bowl cut there.
What do you mean not do the bowl cut? Then who the hell would he have been if there was not a bowl cut on any Green Lantern in the entire freaking Green Lantern Corps? Everybody, that's his focus. Everybody knows him from five light years away coming. Here comes Guy. You know, it's like you gotta have that bowl cut.
You know, I'm excited to see more of Guy Gardner when Batman is introduced into the movie series, because you know their interaction with the comics were always hilarious. Because Batman can really get under his skin a little bit. You know,
he's an asshole, and not saying that Nathan Fillion didn't bring out the assholery. Is that a word? The assholery out of his performance, but for some reason I still see an old man, you know, basically trying to dictate terms among the Justice Gang, and he's not even supposed to be a leader. I guess in a sense he could be a leader, but an asshole leader. But still, Mr. Terrific was probably more capable of running that entire group, my opinion.
Oh, I definitely took it as Mr. Terrific was the real leader, and Guy Gardner was just kind of the hype man, you know?
Yeah. The muscle. I think Guy Gardner was probably the muscle in that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But another positive is, as well as I think this is one of the best Lex Luthors, I think this is the definitive Lois Lane for any of the Superman movies. I had
this discussion with someone today, and I compared this Lois Lane to the Margot Kidder Lois Lane in terms of her tenacity, in terms of her get up and go, her smart alecky kind of nature. Margot Kidder was corny,
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're probably right in terms of the best Lois Lane that's come out of this. Definitely the more romantic Lois Lane. My God, that girl's horny. I mean, good God, your hands off the man, for God, let him. He's got to go fight that freaking flying thing outside his window, and all you want to do is neck. I mean, what kind of woman? Oh yeah, you're a woman. Never mind. So anyway, so I really enjoyed this Lois Lane as well. Yes.
Yeah, I think a lot of interpretations of Lois Lane, they make her a real bitch, right? And I excuse my term, but I think they make her a real bitch. Where this one, she's kind of aggressive, but she's got that loving side to her. And this kind of explains, like, there's not a lot of guys after her, and this guy really treats me nice, and she's kind of scared off by it a little bit. They made her a little bit more human here. They kind of explain why she's a little aggressive and a little standoffish here, and I kind of like that. I like.
Well, I think. Go ahead, buddy. I'm sorry, dude.
I was just waiting for her to yell to Jimmy Olsen, "Hey, go get the camera, let's go!" Like I was just waiting for that. I'm sure they'll put that in the next movie, but
that was perfect casting. I think that is the most incredible balance of. I'm going to say Superman and Lois, not Clark and Lois, even though Clark will act like Superman, which is his true persona, in front of Lois than he would as Clark Kent. She literally was the country lawyer in this. And being a reporter, she'd have to be schooled in a lot of stuff, especially politics. Mm-hmm. And she was absolutely right. And we didn't touch on the political aspects of this movie, but Lois was the one that brought it to the table. And she was absolutely right in everything that she said. If I was a demigod, I would be cleaning up this country, probably the entire world, like it was no tomorrow. But Absolutely. Do I have the right to do that? I may have the power to do that. Do I have the right and the permission? I am an illegal alien, and I am in a country that has laws and rules and has not recognized me as a citizen. So I cannot perform as if I was a citizen of not just the country, but of the damn world. And that's what Lois was trying to relay to Clark / Superman, who was really, really upset that just like Lex Luthor, who had a common purpose, one focus, so did Superman. And that was to save people. If people were dying, I want to save people, yada, yada, yada. It was perfectly executed by both of them, showing Superman's emotional side of it. Don't tell me to stop saving people. He never said that. I'm just saying that's his attitude. Don't tell me to stop saving people. Whereas Lois is quoting the law saying, did you ask to do that first? She's right.
And that's what kind of makes me relate it to like the Spider-Man movies, because that's something Spider-Man is always fighting.
Yes.
Do I save everybody, or do I, with the great power comes great responsibility thing? That's like the whole point of those Sam Raimi movies.
Also known as vigilante. Oh, say that fast 3 times. Vigilantism. Oh God, I said it that time. And that's lawless. That's lawless law. That's illegal. And sure, that's a great point that I'm sure has been debated by better people than me, that these metahumans are performing police acts without the permission of the people who run the countries and the cities and the towns and the world to say, yes, please help us clean up our world. No one told them to do that.
Right.
So they can always be challenged. And in fact, was it Winter Soldier or was it Civil War? Civil War, Marvel, Captain America Civil War, brought up that fact in the Marvel movies. Literally, we have lawless people out there doing things. Okay, well, we're going to sign you to a contract and you have to follow our rules. And half of the Avengers crowd said, hey, kiss my ass.
Right.
So Lois pretty much portrayed that. I'm glad James wrote that portion of that discussion into the script.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a very important and a highlight of the movie is them having that discussion, because it really makes you think, you know, if I'm put in this situation, do you help everybody, or would this cause chaos, you know?
Yeah. What Lois is his barometer. Yeah, his I mean, he's already got a conscience, but in terms of legality, and nobody wants to be told what to do and what not to do.
Right.